We have spent 8 months on a special that airs tomorrow. And I believe this is one piece of critical information that the Bush administration kept away from you. And this Obama administration has kept away from you. And it explains almost everything. It explains exactly what's happening in the Middle East. And it explains what's happening in the UN this week and what is about to come to Israel. It is called The Project. It is a 2-night documentary that you must see, and please bring your friends and have them come over and watch it with you, because the time is running very short. There are 2 documents. One was a document that was released in the 1990s within the Muslim Brotherhood, and it talks about the global jihad. And it really takes a lot from a document that we have talked about before, the Communist Goals of 1963. This was something that was written into the congressional record, and it was how the communists plan on taking us from the inside, and how they were going to defeat the West, because they could put this in, and they'll eventually just collapse us. We'll have communism through socialism. That was their idea. We're now seeing this. Everybody thought that the war was over with communism, but it's not. As you see, it is sweeping the world. Everybody seems to not pay attention to the largest economy in the world now. Is it not? Is China not now number one?
No, we still are.
We still are. Well,
yeah, by quite a bit.
Soon, China. It is. It's Chinese. It's a communist country. The war isn't over. It just changed. It changed uniforms, and it also did something really horrible. It went from pure communism, which is awful, to more of a dictatorship kind of philosophy, where they take and they merge the industry with private industry. They merge the government with private industry, like we're doing now. That allows the private industry to be an engine for the government. And it's very dangerous. 1963, the goals were all lined out. In the 90s, the Islamic Muslim Brotherhood, the one that this president, and this is crucial for you to understand, this president has invited the Muslim Brotherhood into our government at all levels. Bush did it as well, but nothing like this guy has. And I truly believe that this guy knows. We are now funding the Muslim Brotherhood, helping the Muslim Brotherhood. We are sending billions of arms over to the Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, some people ask, why are we sending all these arms over to Egypt? I ask, why not? Some say, why are we funding the Palestinians? Some say, why are we giving money to the people who killed my brother? I say, why not? There's a crucial reason why not. And those in the government know. The highest levels of the State Department and this government have been working with us for the last 8 months. These are people who have risked everything to get this message out. It's not easy being a whistleblower under this administration. This administration is putting whistleblowers in jail. They do not want you to talk to the media. I will tell you that I have been told several times that it's not just me, it's anyone in the higher echelons of media. We are being monitored. Our email, our phones, being monitored. Whether that is true or not, I don't know, but I believe it to be true. This is not a game. This is the end game for the American way of life and the Western world if you bury your head in the sand. This is going to require adults coming to the table and people with a level head and seeing the plan. I'm going to give you, I'll just show you real quick. This is the plan for global denomination. This is, we're going to have a caliphate throughout the whole world. And here's how we're going to do it. And it's all in Arabic. We had it translated. And this, we know, came from the Muslim Brotherhood in the 1990s. But there are departure points, and it's basic steps, and they call them the departure points. And the first departures are figuring out how we're going to do it, putting council together, et cetera, et cetera. We're down, I think there are 12 points of departure, 10 points of departure. We're down to there's 11, and we're on the 8, 9, and 10, and 11th step now. And to give you just the 9th point of departure is to construct a permanent force of the Islamic Darwa, the people, and support movements engaged in jihad across the Muslim world. So in other words, bring everybody together across the Muslim world, get them to work together, and have one unifying force. That's what has begun now. 10th point of departure, use diverse and varied surveillance systems in several places to gather information and adopt a single effective warning system serving the worldwide Islamic movement. So in other words, make sure we can gather intel on anybody who is doing anything against the Islamic movement. The 11th point of departure, adopt the Palestinian cause as a part of a worldwide Islamic plan, with a policy plan and by means of jihad, since it acts as the keystone of the renaissance of the Arab world today. Provide an Islamic view on all areas, the problems and solutions relative to the Palestinian question, based on the precepts of Iran. It goes on. I just want to give you a couple things. Raise sufficient funds in the preparation of jihad, and to conduct studies on the Jews, the enemies of Muslims, and the oppression inflicted by these enemies and others on our brothers in occupied Palestine, in addition to preaching and publications. To fight against the sentiment of capitulation among the Ummah, to refuse defeatist solutions, and to show that conciliation with the Jews will undermine our movement and history. So here's part one. How are we going to have a global caliphate? They are almost done with their whole list. It is hair-raising when you read it. Hair-raising. It will be made available tomorrow for you to read, along with the special that will explain it to you in no uncertain terms. It'll give you the groundwork of what they're doing. You'll have to take the document and look at it and read it and say, oh my gosh. On Friday, on my show, we will sit with experts and I'll go through all of them and say, show me where this has happened. Now, this is the document that if you say, I don't care about the Israelis and the Jews and everything else, I don't really care about a global caliphate, fine, dismiss this one. That's the basis of what built this. This we found in a raid in 2001, right after September 11th. This is one of the pinnacles. There are now 80 cases, boxes of documents based on this that are under lock and key, and the Department of Homeland Security will not release it. They have released some of those things to the Muslim Brotherhood, but they will not release them to our own Congress. So the intelligence community cannot see what we've gathered on the Muslim Brotherhood and the project. But but Homeland Security under what's her face? What's her name? Oh, she tried me nuts.
Janet Napolitano.
Yeah, Janet Napolitano. And neither will the DOJ. They will not release any documents except to the Muslim Brotherhood.